From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 18th, 2018. Overnight last night in the West Bank, Israeli forces conducted a raid to find the Palestinian terrorists responsible for the drive-by shooting murder last week of 35-year-old Israeli Rabbi Raziel Shevach. The terror suspects were located in a joint operation of Israeli security forces, including Israel's counterterrorism unit known as Yamam, in the city of Jenin. IDF spokesman Mickey Rosenfeld posted an account of what happened during the operation.
Israeli National Police, Border Police, counterterrorism units, the Yamam, in joint coordination with the Shabak, carried out counter-terrorist operation in the area of Jenin overnight, searching for the Palestinian terrorists who carried out the attack on the 9th of January in the area of Judea and Samaria, the Chavat Gilad area, where unfortunately one Israeli man was killed. During the operations, gunshots were fired at the units working in the area by the terrorists. Units responded by shooting and killing one of the terrorists. A second terrorist was arrested at the scene. The operations took place throughout the night. And as a result of the operations during the gun battle, 2 Yamam officers were injured, one of them seriously, and the second officer taken to hospital lightly.
The IDF released a statement saying they would continue to operate in order to ensure the safety of Israeli civilians. And Israel's President Reuven Rivlin echoed the sentiment. Rivlin was at Haifa's Rambam Hospital to visit the injured Israeli police officers today, saying, "Let anyone considering to raise a hand against an Israeli citizen simply because they're Israeli know we will find them." 2 terrorists said to be responsible for a deadly attack in Bulgaria over 5 years ago are being tried in absentia. Lebanese-Australian Meliad Farah and Lebanese-Canadian Hassan Al-Hajj Hassan, who both are said to have links to the Lebanese Shiite terror movement Hezbollah, are suspected of aiding in the bomb attack on a bus of Israeli tourists in July of 2012 outside the airport in the seaside town of Burgas. 5 Israelis and the bus's Bulgarian driver were killed by suicide bomber French-Lebanese Mohammed Hassan El-Husseini. The men now on trial are suspected of being accomplices to El-Husseini, and despite an Interpol warrant for their arrests, they have not yet been found. Bulgarian prosecutor Krasimir Trenchev told journalists the suspects would be tried in absentia for charges including manslaughter, document fraud, and preparations for an act of terrorism. Well, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu concluded his 5-day trip to India today, leading an unveiling of a memorial at the Chabad House in Mumbai, where 6 Jews were murdered during a terror spree in the city over 9 years ago. Among them, Chabad emissaries Rabbi Gavriel and Rivka Holzberg, whose son Moshe, then 2 years old, was saved by his Indian nanny. As we have been reporting to you, Moshe, who now lives in Israel with that nanny, Sandra Samuel, and his grandparents, accompanied Netanyahu to India and was at the unveiling today. Netanyahu spoke at the ceremony saying this place symbolizes both hatred for Israel and love for Israel. Hatred of Israel by the terrorists against tireless love for Israel by the Chabadniks who spread light around the world. Moshe spoke as well, saying, "My heart beats, my heart is moved to return to my parents' home." And he expressed his gratitude for Samuel and for the Prime Minister and recited a blessing for the miracle of his being saved.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa li nes b'makom hazeh. Amen.
An American Holocaust denier has been banned from entering Great Britain because of his outspoken claims questioning the scale of the Holocaust. Mark Weber serves as director of the California-based Institute for Historical Review and has called the Holocaust a hoax and a, quote, major weapon in the Jewish Zionist arsenal, unquote, used to justify Israeli policies and to extort money. Weber was waiting to board a flight to London from Madrid this week when he was told of the ban, which was actually issued a few years ago. The British Home Office said that now Prime Minister Theresa May personally directed that Weber be excluded from the United Kingdom back in 2015 when she was Home Secretary, quote, on the grounds that your presence here is not conducive to the public good. B'nai B'rith World Center Jerusalem and the Committee to Recognize the Heroism of Jews who Rescued Fellow Jews During the Holocaust, along with B'nai B'rith Milan, will present a Jewish rescuer citation this weekend to 98-year-old Enzo Cavaglione for saving the lives of Jewish refugees during the German occupation. Cavaglione was a founding member of the partisan group Italia Libera, Free Italy, which was established in 1943, fighting the Nazis and finding hiding places and providing life-saving documents for Jews in northern Italy. And next month, a special ceremony will be held in Israel honoring 36 foreign diplomats who risked their lives to save Jews during the Holocaust, including the unveiling of a monument at Israel's foreign ministry in Jerusalem and an exhibition to be displayed in over 60 Israeli missions around the world. Prime Minister Netanyahu will be on hand to lead the ceremony, which takes place on February the 5th, just days after International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which falls this year on January the 27th. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 18th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study with Rabbi Mordechai Becker. At 7:30, a look at the classic Jewish Knish. At 8 o'clock, feminist icon Letty Pogrebin sits down with her two daughters, author Abigail Pogrebin and New York Times writer Robin Pogrebin, to talk about their work, family, and Jewish identity. At 9 tonight, Mark Golub sits down with author Francine Klagsbrun on L'chaim, who just won the 2017 Book of the Year Award from the National Jewish Book Council for her biography, Lioness, Golda Meir and the Nation of Israel. And then at 10, a look at ethics and the IDF. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, the Debka File. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 18th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.